What's up, guys and girls and other? Welcome to J.Ts' Favorite Apps of the Week, episode number 5. And this is also a special edition of J.Ts' Favorite Apps of the Week because I'm going to take you behind the scenes to show you how this show comes together every week. Stay tuned. So as I mentioned in the intro, this week I'm going to take you behind the scenes and show you how this show comes together every single week. So, let's go. Okay, so this is the behind the scenes section of how I do JT's Favorite Apps of the Week. So, the first thing I have to do is I have to pick out the apps. And that I usually come into the computer. Very high-tech camera motion here. I don't have a camera operator today, so kind of all on me here. Okay, so this is my entire iTunes library. Now, sometimes I do get a comment saying, feature this app, feature this app, feature this app, and I try and take those into consideration. So I think this week we're going to do, I only need 2 apps. I'm going to do Clapperboard. Okay, so I've got the 2 apps picked out. Now what I need to do is I need to write the script. Now I've already started writing this episode script. I have the entire piece that you just saw leading up into this. So I'm going to write the script, and I'll be back in just a minute. Oh, and I probably should mention that the script is usually written in Microsoft Word, and we just use the standard Word Calibri 11 point font, but I'll show you what I do in the end. But if I can zoom in here again, I'll zoom in and show you. So there's the script so far. Notice each section I break out, and I'll show you a finished one, like an older episode. Here's Favorite Apps of the Week number 3. This is a finished script. This is number 3. And it's all formatted. Each app is its own section. So that way when I'm reading it, I can read the sections and not have to worry about reading the wrong app at the wrong time. I just know second paragraph, third paragraph. Makes life a little easier. So I'm going to write the script, and yeah. Now, the last part to the script is always making sure that I have the little, if you want to be a sponsor, blah, 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 all that. And I usually just take that right from the end of a previous episode. So this is the ending to episode number 3. It's usually always pretty much the same wording. So, well, that's it for this week. If you want me to review an app, maybe featured on this show. Okay, so I've got the script written out. I've got the apps picked out. They're on my phone for the B-roll. But now, what I have to do is print the script. And usually what I do is I save this. Control S. I find a previous script. And I delete that. Save that. Okay, so the script is now saved. I'm going to increase the font to about 20. And I'm going to print it to our printer. Okay, so while that's printing, I'm going to show you how I set up the studio. Okay, so the script is printed. The iPhone is ready to go. Now what I have to do is set up the lights and the studio set, which it's not that hard to set this up. First and foremost, the chair is right here. I know it's kind of out of camera. Hang on, let me Okay, so there's the chair that I sit in. I'm going to leave the camera kind of low just so you can get the same view that I normally get when I set up the cameras and whatnot. And everything's upset. So chair usually goes about there. Camera usually goes about there. And we have a big light just off to the side, which illuminates everything pretty nicely. Now the script, and the tripod's unfortunately not set up right now correctly. The iPhone that I recorded on. Now you're probably wondering why not just use this camera. Well, this camera actually is used for something else in the show. It is used, just not for that. I actually prefer HD. Okay, so the iPhone is all set up. The studio is all set up pretty nicely. I've got a few adjustments to make on the tripod itself, but I'll do that off camera. So that's pretty much it. All that's left to do is put the script out and film. So let's do it. Okay, so I've got everything set up. I'll just give you kind of a quick view here. And as soon as that focuses. Okay, so there's the camera. The iPhone's all set up. There's the light I was telling you guys about. And, I set this camera up as kind of a spy cam. They won't be able to see it, or you watching the video in a second it will fade away to the main camera, but I'm going to go ahead and get started. This is kind of a little spy cam so you can see it from a uniquer angle of the door in a cabinet and a piece of the blue screen over there. So, yeah. What's up, guys and girls and other? Welcome to J.T.'s Favorite Apps of the Week, episode number 5. And this is also a special edition of J.T.'s Favorite Apps of the Week because I'm going to take you behind the scenes to show you how this show comes together every week. Wasn't that interesting? Now, because we had that segment, we don't have time for 4 apps, but we do have time for 2. So, let's go. First up is Clapperboard. Clapperboard is an app that allows you to use your iPhone, iPad, or iPod as a clapperboard. It's a great way if you need a way to sync up your video and audio like I do, but, you know, an app is great, but there is one method that works anytime, and that's these guys. But this app is $1.99 in the App Store if you do want to use that. The last app is called Wunderlist, spelling down below because it's not spelled like you think. This app is a great replacement for the Reminders app built into iOS 5, and it basically lets you make your lists by categories, a feature that the iOS version lacks. But it doesn't have features like setting the reminder by your locations and all that, but it is a great application. I do recommend it. This app is free in the App Store, so it's worth downloading. Well, that's it for this week. If you have an app that you'd like me to feature on this show, leave me a comment or send me a message. I'd love to hear from you. And if you'd like to sponsor this show, please message me here on YouTube. Well, that's it for this week. Until next time, peace.